Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Seeing as how the summer season will soon be here, and many of you thinking of moving to Boise, Idaho will be coming for a visit, and those of you living here are making summer plans, I think it's a great time to show you a few of the fabulous places you can go in Idaho this summer, including Yellowstone. Did you know that Yellowstone is only a 6-hour drive from Boise? And along the way, I will tell you about the smaller Idaho towns we drive through. We'll also stop by the lower 48's largest lava field and visit some spectacular Idaho waterfalls. So you'll not only get a little tour of southern and eastern Idaho, but you'll get to learn a bit about those areas as well. Let's take this show on the road.
Ready to go, boys?
So there are just a couple of ways you can get from Boise to Yellowstone, but for this trip, we are going to be heading towards Mountain Home. Then head east on Highway 20 so we can stop by the lava beds. Then Highway 20 heads north, taking us into West Yellowstone. Then we'll travel down through Yellowstone and head back south on the 191 by way of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and the Tetons. And then we'll cut back west into Idaho on Highway 26. We only have 4 days for this trip, but it is an entirely doable weekend getaway from Boise. This was August when I filmed this, so the Boise foothills start to turn golden brown as the summer heats up. We leave Boise towards Mountain Home, and it's mostly high desert landscape with big open range and mountain skies. And there are no mountains in Mountain Home, by the way. So about 45 minutes from Boise, we head east on Highway 20, which takes us up a little bit in elevation and down into some smaller valleys. We start to see some higher elevation sagebrush and evergreens. And coming into the Corral or Fairfield area, we are about an hour and a half from Boise now. The next closest, more populated town is Bellevue, Idaho, and we drive through the outskirts with large open range and hills and mountains in the distance. Bellevue is considered to be in the Sun Valley area, which has one of the nation's most popular ski resorts. Bellevue has a permanent population of about 3,000, and homes in Bellevue are quite expensive due to the proximity to Sun Valley. They run from about $600,000 for a 1,000 square foot home up to $28 million for a home on about 4,700 acres. The next little town we come to is Cary, Idaho. When I've said on other videos that towns outside of the main cities in Idaho, like Boise, Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, or Coeur d'Alene, are small, I am not kidding. Idaho is dotted with little agricultural towns like Cary, Idaho, which has about 700 residents. The area currently has about 16 homes or land for sale, ranging from about $400,000 for a 1,400 square foot home to about $25 million for 24,000 acres of pristine wilderness area. Like every town in southeastern Idaho outside of Boise, winters would be windy, long, and cold. Shortly after leaving Cary, Idaho, we begin to see fields of black lava rock. We take a little side trip to see the largest lava field in the continental US, Craters of the Moon National Monument. At over 400 square miles of lava beds, lava tubes, caves, and dormant cinder cones, Craters of the Moon is a fantastic, otherworldly experience that really makes you feel like you could be on the moon. But just be warned, in the summer it can be very hot here, with temperatures rising to over 100 degrees, which is hot with the black rocks all around. Craters of the Moon is about halfway between Boise and Yellowstone, so we head on our way so we can make it to Yellowstone before it gets dark. Blink and you'll miss Arco, Idaho. With population of about 900, homes here are more affordable. Right now in 2024, they're ranging from about $150,000 for a 1,000 square foot home or about $538,000 for an 1,800 square foot home on 18 acres. The road opens up to 4 lanes, back to the open fields and big sky again, passing larger towns like Rexburg before heading into Ashton, Idaho. Ashton begins to show off more greens as you can see the forests in the distance. With a population of about 1,000, Ashton currently has 9 homes or land for sale, ranging from about $300,000 to $500,000 for a 2,500 square foot home, or you can pick up 8 acres for about $250,000. About 5 hours from Boise now, we see signs for a waterfall that I am embarrassed to admit, but after living in Idaho for 20 years, we had never heard of this waterfall. So of course, we have to make a quick side trip. And I'm glad we did. Mesa Falls drops from the Henry's Fork River about 115 feet. It is an easy hike on a beautiful boardwalk and a very well maintained trail. Located in the Caribou-Targhee National Forest, this waterfall is worth a weekend trip from Boise, and you can camp at the Grandview Campground for a quick trip. The day is getting on, so we head north through Island Park. You can't tell from my little snapshot of the road, but Island Park is a beautiful area in Idaho close to the Montana-Wyoming border. This is a popular place for summer cabins, and prices for homes here range from about $500,000 for 1,000 square feet up to a few million. And just as the sun begins to set, we make our way into Yellowstone. Our 2 days of Yellowstone went by in a flash, and I've got to get back to Boise for helping clients and showing homes. But as we see the craggly, majestic peaks of the Tetons rise in the distance, we just can't help but stop at Jenny Lake for the most spectacular views from the Wyoming side. You can see the Tetons on the Idaho side as well. The Tetons really deserve several days devoted to just them and the wilderness surrounding them, but that will have to wait for another trip. Heading out of the Tetons, we pass by Jackson Hole, Wyoming to grab lunch, and then back into Idaho via Victor, Idaho. The Victor Driggs area is gorgeous with views of the Tetons from the valley. Homes are expensive in this area, ranging from about $1.2 million for an 1,800 square foot home to well over $5 million. Elevation is 6,200 feet, so the permanent residents are able to withstand those windy and cold winters. After Victor, we drop down into Swan Valley, Idaho. You may have heard of Swan Valley as it has been getting some attention in the media for some celebrities buying homes here. But it's a lovely mix of forests, mountains, and agricultural land. There are about 300 people that live in this area full-time, and homes range from about $550,000 for a 1,200 square foot home to the millions for larger homes on large acreage. Before we get to the city of Idaho Falls, we pass through Ryrie, Idaho, as the landscape becomes more agricultural once again with the mountains on the horizon. Ryrie has a population of about 700 people. Getting closer to Boise, we stop by Shoshone Falls in Twin Falls. The late summer flow is nowhere near as impressive as the spring flow, but in the spring, you can tell why they call this the Niagara of the West. This is about 2 hours from Boise, and this is an easy day trip to see the falls dropping through the Snake River Canyon. And one last stop before we get back to Boise, we check out Malad Gorge. There's much more to see at this gorge than what you can see from the side of the road. Highway 84 crosses right over this gorge, and in the Malad River, there is a reminder of how I feel about living in Idaho and all the beauty it has to offer. It's fun to look back on those memories. That was a fun time. So thanks for coming on this little road trip with us. If you are considering a move to Idaho, visit our website at summerastonrealestate.com for free downloads, get our monthly newsletter. You can visit the community pages on the website, and of course, you can contact us there as well to set up a time to chat about how we can help you make Idaho your new home. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.